Hi everybody, Karey here, and today we're going to do our block party flow. So what you're going to need is 2 blocks or books or 2 water bottles that are about the same size, but you could even use some dumbbell weights if you have those. But we're going to be holding them in our hands as well as putting them between our knees, as well as using them underneath our hips and then in our ankles. So think about what you want to use: a bag of rice, a couple of blocks, some maybe paperback books, perhaps your kids' soccer ball or football, so something like that. Go ahead and grab it and then meet us back here on the mat. So today, like I said, we're going to do our block party, and we are going to begin in Tadasana. So come to the top of your mat. And actually, first, before we start, let's get your blocks or your balls or whatever you're going to be using and set them here at the top of your mat on either side, to get set up. And then when you've done that, let's come to the top in Tadasana. So feet are about hip-width distance apart. Hands by your sides with the palms facing forward. And let's take a couple of big breaths here to root in. So take a breath in and exhale out. Let your shoulders sink to the floor. Breathe in and exhale. Press your feet into the floor. Big breath in. Let the crown of your head float towards the sky. Exhale out. Press the 4 corners of your feet into the mat. One more time. Inhale and exhale. This time, inhale, reach your arms to the sky, press your feet into the mat, grow tall, and on your exhale, fold forward. Let's hang here for a moment in ragdoll. So grabbing opposite elbows, put a slight bend in your knees, and then feel free to shake your head, yes and no, side to side. Maybe sway your upper body side to side. Maybe a little bit of a bounce will feel good, but be gentle. We're stretching the hamstrings and the low back. And really, in this pose, we just want gravity to slowly pull the crown of our heads closer to the floor. See if you can breathe here for a few rounds and feel your spine getting longer. Breathing here. Inhale and exhale. Breath in and breath out. One more. Inhale. Exhale. Release your hands to your blocks or your books or your water bottle. And these blocks have a couple of different heights. So you can decide based on your flexibility what height works for you. Grab onto your 2 blocks. Breathe into a halfway lift. And on an exhale, step back into downward facing dog with your hands on the blocks. Breathing here, inhaling to lengthen your spine, exhaling, pressing your heels towards the mat. You can pedal your dog like Mark is doing, or maybe lift up onto your toes if that feels good, or just hold here in a static dog, pressing into the blocks, melting your chest towards the floor. Breathing here. Inhale and exhale. Breath in and breath out. Take a big breath in and lift your right leg to the sky. Exhale, step it between your hands, careful with your blocks. And on an inhale, rise up, crescent lunge, and hold on to these blocks. Breathing here. We're going to hold for 5 breaths. Holding your blocks or your water bottles or your hand weights here. Stacking your front knee over your ankles so that the top of your leg is parallel to the floor. Your back heel is over your toes. Belly is pulled in tight and your ribs are flat. So we're not arching your back, but you're stacked. One more big breath here. Exhale, open to warrior 2, still holding on to those blocks or your balls or your weights. So take a peek down and see if you can see your front big toe. If not, move your knee just over towards your little baby toe. Breathe here. Relaxing your shoulders away. That's it. Send your blocks out to the front and back. Breathing in. One more breath. Exhale to the mat. Step back. Downward facing dog. Breathe in. Breathe out. Inhale and exhale. One more breath in. Breath out. Inhale, lift your left leg to the sky. Exhale, step it between your hands. Rise on up for our crescent lunge again. Blocks are coming with you. And stack it up. So bring your front knee over your ankle. Really reach the back hamstring up towards the sky. Heel is stacked over your toes. Belly is pulling in tight. Breathing deep and free. One more inhale to reach up. Exhale, open. Warrior two. Big toe check. If you can't see it, pull your left knee out towards your left baby toe. And on this back leg, press your little toe into the mat to lift. So we're not falling to the center, but we're lifting. And then from here, pretend you're wearing your yoga roller skates and you're trying to pull your legs together. One more breath in. Exhale to stay. Breath in. On your exhale to the mat, step it back, downward facing dog. Breathe in and breathe out. Inhale and exhale. Breath in and breath out. Let's go one more round through that. Take a big breath in, bend your knees, look to your blocks, step to the top of your mat, halfway lift, inhale. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, rise, high mountain pose. Bring those blocks with you. On an exhale, fold forward. Breathe in, halfway lift. Exhale, step back. Downward facing dog. Inhale, step your right foot between your hands. Breathe as you come into crescent lunge. Hold here, 5 breaths in. One more. Inhale. Exhale. Open. Warrior two. Big toe check. Outer pinky, outer edge of your left foot into the mat. Squeezing your legs together. Breath into your belly. One more. Inhale. Exhale. Hands to the mat. Step back. Downward facing dog. Step your left foot between your hands and on an inhale, rise, crescent lunge. Get deep in that lunge. Make your legs work. Breathe. Inhale. Exhale. Breath in and breath out. Breathe in. Breathe out. One more. Fill up. Exhale. Open. Warrior two. Holding here. Check on your front big toe. Stack your shoulders directly over your hips. Pull your navel to your spine. Breathe. If you're starting to shake, that's okay. That means your muscles are turning on. That means you're working hard. One more big breath here. Exhale to the mat. Downward facing dog. Breathe in. Breathe out. Inhale. Fill up, bend your knees, look to your blocks, to the top of your mat, halfway lift, exhale, forward fold, inhale, rise, Tadasana, exhale, hands to heart center. So we're gonna set one of our blocks aside, and the other block, we're gonna place between your knees, and And we're gonna come into a chair pose. So now everyone's hips are different. And what we want is knees directly below your hips. So you may need to turn the block to the the wider dimension. So it's up to you, but place that block between your knees. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, sit back into chair pose. So in chair pose, the weight is in our heels. Yes, if you need to check it, you can lift all 10 toes. Really squeeze that block. The navel is pulling in, and we're not hyperextending the back. We've got a slight tuck in the tailbone, which will engage your core. And if you want extra, hands can reach up, biceps by your ears. 5 breaths here. In. And out. Breath in. Breath out. Here's 3. 4. Inhale, 5. Exhale your hands to heart center. Stay in those legs, squeeze the block. Inhale, lengthen your chest. Exhale, twist to the right. Bring your left elbow on the outside of your right knee. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze that block. Engage those inner thighs. We have 3 more breaths here. Lengthen the crown of your head towards the front of your mat. Send your tailbone back. 1 more breath in. Exhale to stay. Inhale, back center. You got it. We have to go to the other side. Breathe in. Exhale, twist to the left. Right elbow outside of your left knee. Take a peek at your knees and make sure that they've stayed in line. You most likely will need to pull your right hip back. Push your left hip forward. Pull that belly in. Lengthen your spine. 3 more breaths here. For 3, 2, 1. Inhale, back center. Lift your arms up, breathe. Exhale, sit a little deeper. Woo, inhale. Exhale, sit a little deeper. 1 more inhale. Come into boat pose. Oh, and squeeze that block. Woo-hoo-hoo. Keep that block there. Really nice. Lift your chest up. Hold, hold, hold. Breathe in, high boat. If you want to take it the extra, straighten those legs. Breath in. Slowly we roll down all the way onto our backs. Nice job. Take that block out between your knees. And this time, we're going to move it to your ankles or between your feet. So you can hold it between your ankles or you can hold it in the arches of your feet. And what we're going to do is we're going to extend arms and legs overhead. We're going to reach it up, grab it with your hands, extend arms and legs overhead. Inhale, pass it to your feet. Exhale, bring it down. Yeah? So here we go, 10 times. Inhale, pass it. Exhale, down. Inhale, up, and switch. Now, if you find that this is really hard on your low back, then you can bend your knees and you can pass it to knees and hands. So we really want that core engaged, and you're passing the block between either knees or hands and feet. I think we're halfway through. Is that right? This is number 6. You got it. Squeeze that core. 7, 8, 9, and last one. Pass. And that's it. Nice job. Bring your knees down. Awesome, awesome job. Yeah, if you need to pull your knees into your chest, rock side to side, maybe windshield wiper your knees to give yourself a little bit of a reset. We've got a few more things of core to do. Next, what we're going to do is you're going to bring your knees into tabletop. And you're going to place the block, again, at varying widths. I think I'm going to want it here. You're going to place the block on your right knee, and then you're going to take your left elbow, and you're going to hold that block against your right knee with your left elbow. You're going to extend your left leg long to the sky, and we're going to drop it to the floor and raise it for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. Keep squeezing that elbow to knee, knee to elbow. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Nice job. Bring your knees to your chest. Grab that block if you need a quick little reset. Do that. And of course, we're going to switch sides. So this time the block comes to your left knee. You hold it there with your right elbow. Flex both of your feet. Left arm can come behind your ear or out to the side for stability. Right leg to the sky. Inhale. Exhale, we lower for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Nice job. Bring your knees to your chest. Remove that block. Pull your knees in. Maybe rock side to side. Awesome job. All right, the next thing we're going to do is we're going to raise and lower our legs again. So let's see, we just raised and lowered the right leg, correct? So this time what you're going to do is you're going to place, the block on your right foot. So you can think of this as sort of upside down balancing, I guess. We're going to balance the block on our foot. Now, if you're using a hand weight, be careful, right? Be careful with your face. We don't want any injuries here, but we're going to balance the block here. And what we want is to keep our hips on the mat. So you can have arms out to the side or holding your mat or behind your ears. Lift that left leg up, and we're going to lower the left leg to the floor and raise it. Yeah, now you want to keep your back on the mat. So only lower your leg to an angle that can sustain that. If you want extra, lift your chest up, imagining you have a mandarin or an orange here underneath. We've got 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Slowly bend your knees into your chest. Give them a squeeze. We're going to switch to the other side. So place that block. This will be quite the circus trick if you're using one of your kids' balls to hold it on the bottom of your foot. All right, here we go. You know what's coming, so move with your breath nice and slow. We're going to lower for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Nice, nice, nice job. All right, last thing we're going to do here is, well, we got a couple more things, but we're on our way down. So we're going to do a bridge pose. Now, with the block, you have some options. So option 1 is to place the block between your knees, again, at one of the different heights so that your kneecaps are in line with your hip bones. So you can find your hip bones and then line your knees up and then place the block so that you have something to squeeze against that keeps your knees at hip width distance. And then we're going to lift up into bridge pose. Options to place your triceps against the mat with your fingertips towards the sky and then really lift your hips up. So that's option 1. Option 2 is to take the block and place it underneath your tailbone. So again, different heights, you can decide the flexibility of your back, and then we lay here in a supported bridge pose. Option 3 for you power people is to place the block underneath your heels, and we're going to lift the hips to the sky. So if you are in supported bridge, you're going to hold here. And you're going to lift your leg and raise and lower it here for 5. If you're with the block here, we're going to lift for 5. And if your heels are here, we're going to lift for 5. So pick, and if your hips are wide, you might need both of your blocks, but pick where you're going to go, and we lift up into bridge, and then we're going to lower our hips, and up press, and press, 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 and I lied, we're doing 10. I said 5, but we're going to do 10. So if you're alternating legs, or if you're raising and lowering your leg, switch to the other one, because we've got 5. Squeeze those glutes. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Really nice job. Remove that block. Pull your knees into your chest. Give them a little bit of a squeeze. And then with your right hand, pull your knees to the right. As you look left, we'll do a little spinal twist here. Breathing in and breathing out. Resetting your spine. Inhale, come back to center. Pull your knees into your chest. And then let them fall to the left as you look right. Breathing in and breathing out. Inhaling and exhaling. Inhale back to center. Pull your knees into your chest, come into a tiny, tight little ball. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. And then exhale, release, Shavasana. So, really nice job, everybody, in this block party flow. Thanks for joining us today. You can stay here in Shavasana as long as you'd like. If you feel complete, come on up to seated. Hands at heart center. You rock. Thank you so much for joining us. Namaste. Nice job, Mark.